Okay guys, so now I am back and I'm going to show you how I make my marinara sauce, if you will, for my meatball subs. You could also put this on top of pasta noodles or any other way that you want to use it. And I'm going to show you exactly what I used here, which is a number 10 can. You can see that. Oh, without me focusing it for you. Of crushed tomatoes. Now I use the GFS brand. You can use whatever brand you want. Contadina is also a favorite of mine. This is pretty close to it for half the price, so I go ahead and use the GFS brand. So you want a big can of that. How big was it? It is 6 pounds, 9 ounces of sauce. So a lot of sauce. Now you are probably not feeding a family as big as mine, so use your own discretion, and of course tweak this the way you like it. This is just kind of a basic that I do, but sometimes if I'm in the mood for something a little bit more garlicky, I'll add a little more garlic. If I want it a little thicker, you can add some tomato paste to it. A little thinner, you can add a little water. You know, whichever you like. So to that, what I'm going to add is a dollop of olive oil. Not a whole lot. I'd say probably a tablespoon of olive oil. Pizza sauce has a lot of olive oil in it. And I just like it. You don't have to add this, but it does help the texture a bit more, I think, along with the flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on low. So we're in no rush to get this going, but I do want to bring it to a boil and then a simmer. I'm just going to stir that oil in. And then to this, we add our seasonings. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to add a teaspoon of thyme. And again, if there's something that you don't like or it's a little funky to you, do not add it. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of rosemary, but rosemary comes in these big dried leaves here. So what I like to do is I like to just crush it a bit with my fingers first. Before adding it. Okay. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and this is just going to give it a little zing. Not much, but a little. And you can add more or add less according to what you guys like. Now, of the rest, I'm going to be adding a tablespoon. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of sweet basil, a tablespoon of parsley, a tablespoon of granulated garlic. My garlic is running low and it's hard to get out. Just a pinch more to make a tablespoon. A tablespoon of granulated onion. And a tablespoon of oregano. And then I'm going to go over grab my salt, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of sugar. And what the sugar does is it just kind of not only adds a slight bit of sweetness, but it also takes some of the acid away from the tomatoes. So, at least that's what my ex-husband's grandmother always taught me. So I'm going to go ahead and stir all of this in. And then, you know, once this comes to a boil, you know, taste it. It's kind of hard to taste it now when it's cool and the flavors haven't mended in there yet, but give it a taste and then tweak it. You know, if you want a little bit more basil, if it needs a little bit more salt, if it needs a little bit more garlic. That's the base that I start with, and I usually stick with, unless I'm in the mood to tweak it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let that come to a boil, and then I'm going to taste it, and then I'm going to tweak it if it needs to be tweaked, and then I'm going to simmer it. The reason why you always want to tweak it and leave an open mind and never directly follow a recipe is because, like, this batch of tomatoes might be different than the next can I use. So you just never know. So don't be afraid to play around. Once I get this sauce the way I like it, I'm going to go ahead and add, here's my meatballs over there cooling. I'm going to add my meatballs to this and let it all kind of just simmer together until it's time to eat dinner. Well, actually I have to turn it off for a little while because we have to go up to the high school. But then I can just turn it back on and simmer it. That bread is in my oven and it smells amazing. And I'll be taking that out shortly and I'll show you guys how that turned out. Alright guys, I'll be back. Okay, so here we are. You can hear the drum beat in the background. That's my senior. Yep, that is my senior. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm adding meatballs right into the sauce and gently just kind of covering them up, stirring them in. Now my sauce was very good. I put a little bit, probably added another teaspoon of sweet basil and another teaspoon of parsley to it. But other than that, I thought it was perfect. Huh? Oh, okay. Alright, so adding more meatballs. Just be gentle when you stir them in. And then I'm going to leave just a couple meatballs out because my third born does not like tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, and it actually gives him migraines. So I don't know if it's a tomato allergy or what it is, but I'm just going to leave some out for him, and I'll cover his with barbecue sauce. He'll have his with barbecue. So there you have it. Now I'm just going to put a lid on it. This is already simmered for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to put a lid on it and turn it off the heat for now. And then when we come back from the high school, I can turn it back on and just rewarm it really good and serve it on the sub rolls. Alright guys, that's it. I hope that helps somebody. Give you guys a new idea for dinner if you haven't tried this. It's amazing. Amazing. Alright guys, be back. Alright, so here's the end result of the meatball sub. It's huge, if you can see it, compared to my hand. It's pretty monstrous. Is it good?
Yes. Delicious.
Everybody seems to like it. Everyone's silent. Show your sub. He's got melted cheese on his. You like yours?
Yeah.
Eat over your plate, baby. Alright, so long day. We just got back from the high school. And after meatball subs...
Second round.
Yeah, second round. And after meatball subs, we are going to go swimming.
Yep.
Alright, so winner? Yes?
Winner, winner.
They love this meal. Alright. Everyone's busy eating.
We're starving. too long with that stool.
You like your meatballs? Look at you, big boy.